on to, so we published, Drama House Publishers published your book, obviously in physical format, which is a paperback book, which you can get on Amazon, and in bookshops, W.H. Smith and Waterstones, which you were only aware of recently, I believe. You didn't know that.
Yeah, a birthday present, that was mine, to discover that.
Yeah, so you didn't know where all that money was coming from until recently.
No.
Yeah, which is... It's an added bonus. Well, it doesn't matter where the money comes from, does it? Just as long as it comes through.
Yeah.
Alright, so anyway, so of course, so like saying it's published in physical format, paperback. At the moment, in physical form, it is only paperback. There's no hardback version of the book, but there is a Kindle version, which is obviously the e-book. So the Kindle version was released, I think, a year after, maybe 2 years after the original publication.
So probably a couple of years after,
Yeah, and also like with the Kindle sales are doing it okay, aren't they?
Yeah.
And
plus the whole thing, the distribution thing is, and really, again, it's none of that I had to be concerned myself with.
Yeah. Because you're not a Kindle reader, are you?
No.
You prefer
I like
a physical book. Yeah. But of course, it's a good idea to make the book available to people that do like to read via electronic devices.
Lots of people, particularly my age, old people, at my age, they that's how they're brought up, a book.
Yeah.
Whereas, okay, there'll be some who like the novelty of it being on Kindle. And
well, I think it's
reading off a tablet, is it called? Reading it off a tablet, some that would appeal to me.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, it's more practical on the computer. But I mean, I must admit myself, well, I'm 43 years old. I've used computers. I like using the computer and the internet to get information. But if I'm going to read a book, I would prefer to read it in a paper format. I prefer a book.
Yes, right.
I know some people prefer. Like people my age, they prefer to read things via Kindle, whatever. I guess it's down to personal preference. I mean, I will read so much information from the computer, but I can't, as of yet, I haven't trained myself to read a whole book on the computer, so I would prefer the physical paper version myself. Yes.
Yeah, I can't see paper books disappearing entirely, really, ever.
Well, I mean,
because it's still a nice thing.
I do believe technology will take over paper books, because with the new technology, I haven't got one yet, but I've seen them and I know people that have got them. You know, the Kindle devices which actually look like paper.
Well, that's so in other words, it's as near as damn it the same thing then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but and also you've got the convenience and
that tells me that Kindle have sunk into Kindle. Actually, some people do like actually a book.
Yeah, but also you've got the practicalities of the computer, which appeals to me. So you can store your books on. You don't need a bookshelf, and you've also got the luxury of reading a physical page without being glared at, so on and so forth.
Well, I think again, talking about bookshelves. Without bookshelves, my house would be half empty.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's a feeling element that they feel good, don't they?
Makes the house a home.
Yeah, I like a bookshelf. There's nothing better than going into a library and seeing books.
Right.
Because if it's all stored electronically, you've got a bare room. But that's a romantic thing. I mean, my house is relatively small with all the books that I'd like to store. I haven't got the space, so on a practical level, very good. And I go off on one now. Did you have any interest in the publishing side?
No, I knew nothing about it at all.
Yeah.
Other than if you've got a book, you send it off to a publisher.
Yeah.
If he sends it back, it's a bit like with a car. I turn the key and it don't work. That's it.
Right.
I'll just take the key out and walk away from the car and call a taxi or whatever. I was completely ignorant of all of that. Yeah. But Drama Mask again slipped into gear and got it sorted.
I like that.
using the motoring
You-
metaphor.
You smooth talking
Yes.
thingamajig. Right, so do you have any, as an author, do you have any advice to authors and potential authors who want to get their book published?
Oh, well, yeah, don't give up. I don't know. I mean, these days. Initially, when I was looking for a publisher, again being totally ignorant of internet and so on, I knew that there was an annual author's handbook.
Right.
In which there are listed all the book publishers and literary agents and so on. So I just bought a copy of that and just sent off the bundles of pages to I don't know, I can't remember how many of them, loads of them. And as I say, for me that didn't work. Now I would say that perhaps a bit of advice for a budding author is perhaps to be more persistent than I was. I do hear that although a publishing house may send, or indeed a literary agent may send you back, because that was the deal in those days, you could always send a return postage envelope. The deal was then that they would then stick it back and send it back to you. But these days, of course, it's different. It's little discs, isn't it? You know, so which they can play and have a staff to play them. So they perhaps find it easier to get more through more work. I don't know. So, but I have heard that now what you do is you don't give up at the first time, even to the same publisher. You perhaps might wait 6 months and send it back to them again, because the little slip they send you saying, yes, you know, that's terrific, but at the moment, you know, we're sort of full up, or whatever it might be. So okay, so you keep after them, so I'm told. It was advice that I didn't follow up on. I'm lazy, really. I sent out to, I don't know however many, 22 dozen, maybe 30 publishing houses, the same number of publishing agents, and they came back. And they came back in such a manner that really depressed me, because, as I say, they obviously hadn't looked. It was obviously, I just thought, totally unattractive to them for some reason or another. They just couldn't be bothered.
Do you think that was to do with like trends and
yes.
fashions?
Now look, what I've learned since, then I may have been wrong. Maybe I may have been wrong, and I should have been more persistent. But I hadn't had the advice then of being more persistent. So I was just totally deflated by it all. Hence, in the box, and that was the box that I then, all those years later, gave to you. When you said, "You've written a book. Where is it?" And you did. I don't think you were prepared for what you actually got. It was like a pile of paper.